the Tiny Little Glimmer. Welcome to Sarah's Story Universe. Today we are visiting Romy Ray and Aiya Aurora. Romy Ray loves to find tiny little glimmers. A tiny glimmer can be something very small. A warm blanket, a soft cloud, a little laugh, a shiny pebble, a kind word, or even just a deep breath. But one morning, Romy Ray woke up under a sleepy gray sky. The clouds were soft, the stars were fading, the sun was just beginning to peek over the hills, but Romy did not feel very sunny. Romy looked around and gave a little sigh. Nothing feels sparkly today. The flower bells were not ringing. The moon mice were still asleep. The rainbow puddles were not rainbowing yet. Even the little sunbeam that usually danced on Romy's path was hiding behind a cloud. Romy sat down on a soft patch of skygrass. The skygrass made a quiet sound, swish, swish, swish. Romy looked left, nothing exciting. Romy looked right, nothing magical. Romy looked up, just clouds. Romy looked down, just one tiny pebble. It was round and smooth and very, very small. Romy sighed again. This day has no magic. Just then, Aiya Aurora came walking down the path. Aiya sat next to Romy in the soft grass. "What are you looking at?" Aiya asked. Romy pointed to the pebble. "Nothing, just a tiny pebble." Aiya leaned closer. The pebble had one little silver sparkle on the side. Aiya smiled. "But it has a tiny glimmer." Romy blinked. "It does?" Aiya nodded. Romy picked up the pebble and held it close. It was warm from the morning sun. It fit right in Romy's hand. Romy turned the pebble and saw a tiny silver sparkle. Not big, not loud, but it was there. Romy smiled just a little. Aiya whispered, "Let's find another little glimmer." Romy looked up. "Okay, but where?" Just then Romy heard something. Drip, drip, drip. A tiny drop of morning dew was falling from a leaf. Each drop made a soft little sound. Drip, drip, drip. Romy leaned closer. "That sounds like a tiny song." Aiya nodded. "One little glimmer." Romy smiled a little bigger. Then a small breeze moved through the skygrass. Swish, swish, swish. The grass tickled Romy's toes. Romy giggled. A tiny giggle, then a bigger giggle, then a full belly giggle that bounced through the grass. Aiya laughed too. "See, one little glimmer can grow into more," Aiya said. Romy stood up and looked around again. The day still looked the same. The clouds were still clouds, the flower bells were still quiet, the rainbow puddles were still not rainbowing, but Romy started to look more closely. A soft feather floated by. One little glimmer. A cloud looked like a muffin. Two little glimmers. A sleepy moon mouse stretched under a leaf. Three little glimmers. Then Romy smelled something warm and sweet. Romy sniffed the air. "Do you smell that?" Aiya sniffed too. "Toast." "Warm honey toast," Romy said. They both laughed. Another little glimmer. Each time Romy found something small and happy, Romy's smile grew a little bigger. Not all at once, just a little, then a little more. Romy looked at Aiya. "I thought today had no magic, but maybe I was wrong." Aiya picked up a blade of grass and let it bend in the breeze. "Maybe the magic was here the whole time," Aiya said. "Maybe we just had to look a little closer." Romy looked at the pebble again. The tiny silver sparkle was still there. Romy held the pebble up towards the sky. A little piece of sunlight slipped through the clouds. It touched the sparkle on the pebble. Flash! A golden beam appeared on the path. Romy gasped, "My sunbeam!" The sunbeam danced across the skygrass. It danced over the pebble. It danced over the dew. It danced over Romy's toes. Romy danced too. Aiya clapped. The flower bells gave one tiny ring. Ting! The rainbow puddle beside the path made a little rainbow stripe. Romy's eyes got wide. "Look at all this glimmer!" Aiya smiled. Maybe it was waiting for you to notice the small things first. Romy looked around again. This time the morning did not feel empty. It felt full of tiny sounds, tiny sparkles, tiny smells, tiny giggles, tiny lights. Romy held the pebble close. All I needed to do was find one tiny glimmer, Romy said. Aiya smiled. The sunbeam warmed the grass. The moon mouse yawned. The rainbow puddle shimmered. And Romy's day felt a little brighter. So if your day ever feels dull or gray or not very sparkly, you can do what Romy Ray did. You can look around slowly, you can take one soft breath, and you can find one tiny glimmer. Maybe it's in a color, maybe it's in a sound, maybe it's in something cozy or in someone you love. Because one tiny glimmer can help you find another, and another, and another, until the whole day feels a little brighter. The end.